Welcome back, Kevin's Mobile Repair. 2015 Ford Transit 250 single axle pads and rotors on the wheel. All right, if you've ever done brakes before, you know this has that little special setup where it's got to be rotated in and pushed in at the same time. I have one of these type of tools, which is what you need. The only difference is Ford, and I think some Volkswagens do the same thing, but mainly Ford. They rotate differently on passenger side and driver side. On driver side, it rotates normally. Turn it to the right, it compresses the caliper in and rotates it at the same time. Passenger side, you have to do it the opposite direction. You have to do it counterclockwise and still pressing it at the same time. It's kind of challenging because this tool only does it one way. So what I have it do is I have it set up in there. As I'm rotating the shaft itself, I have a screwdriver in between here and the tool, compressing it at the same time, because that thing will not compress it while it's rotating it, because it's only designed to go one way. Sorry about that. So that's a little trick in order to help put that in. There are those handheld tools, little square book looking box deals. They're good for rotating, but you still have to press the caliper in at the same time. That's going to be the fun part for that one. But that tool right there, you can use it both sides. The rotor itself, this whole axle assembly has to come out. 15mm nuts here, it just comes loose. Screwdriver back here in the back, pry it from the hub assembly here. Pops out. Be careful. We're going to do a drip pan under here. If you don't have the axle tilted up just a little bit like I do, you'll have a lot of fluid come out. I have very minimal amount of fluid come out, so that's not a big problem. Probably 2 ounces maybe. Take the axle itself out. Be careful, do not touch the lube with your bare hands, otherwise your wife, your spouse, your girlfriend, whoever will hate you for the remainder of your life. Because that stuff, especially limited slip, stinks like a mofo, and it stays in your clothes. So make sure you have a rag and you wipe it off as you go and remove it and set it on the side. The rotor part, this little hub assembly right here rotates when this axle is out. So you'll line it up with these notches right here, slip it off, and that's it. Oh, sorry. You do have to take off the caliper bracket, otherwise this thing will not come off. Those are 15mm in the back. Bracket itself comes off once you take the caliper off. Going back on. Slip the rotor on. Rotate it so these little pins line up, because these 15s go between here, the hub, and the rotor. So slide the axle back in. Use some of the differential lubricant. Go around the O-ring. Push it in to the point where it's almost touching. Lift it up just a little bit and then pop it in the rest of the way. It'll just go pop right in. Then line up your 15s, zip them in, put your caliper bracket back on, and then put your caliper itself back on. See how these are lined up straight up and down? That's what you will need, because the new pads have a pin right in the middle, so that way they hit here or here depending upon which way it's rotated. But other than that, any questions or comments, please feel free to let me know.